we've got another superb speaker, Eris Meijer. She's a Vodafone CMO, and she's going to talk about something that's been sort of top of people's minds for a long time now and has dominated the show already, purpose. Her talk is called Why Purpose and Community Must Shape Today's Brands. So, as always, please keep asking questions on the app, on your tablets, or on your phone, and I'll put the best to Eris after her talk. So I think I'm going to shut up once again and hand the stage over to the amazing Eris Meijer. Over to you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I am sure I'm not the first one saying this today, but I just have to say it. It is so great to be at a real, live, face-to-face event. And you brought in the sun as well, so I do appreciate. So, where do we go from here? It is actually a great time discussing this, even though I'm sure many of us are actually in need of a good holiday by now. The theme of the event actually really resonated with me. I, as I'm sure you all did, have spent the last year and a bit grappling with the impact of COVID-19 on our brand and the ways our customers want to work with us. Today, I'm going to talk through how we adapted at Vodafone and where things are going in the wake of a turbulent year. But let me first take you back to March 2020. It's just coming up springtime. Everyone has shaken off Christmas break, maybe some Christmas weight as well, and things are gearing up. The future is exciting, right? This was our brand position. Optimistic, positive, engaging, fitting the mood. Well, as you can imagine, that changed pretty rapidly. What happens when the future is no longer exciting and no one is ready for it? Suddenly, people wanted reassurance, not anticipation or excitement. And our role, connecting people and businesses, it's always been vital. But as everything moved out of the offices and into the home, it was under the microscope like never before. Can your network cope with the demand? What if my business can no longer function? Can you help move me 10,000 plus people to home working? These sorts of questions reflected the mood. So, future ready was no longer appropriate. It wasn't quite panic mode, but let me tell you, we had to adapt very fast. In the short term, we switched to Together Ready. But we knew that we needed a new position that reflected the impact of coronavirus and tapped into the long-term trends that are driving change in a way that people perceive and interact with brands. But what are these trends? 9 in 10 people say that the post-COVID world needs to change significantly to become more sustainable and equitable. And this is at the time when the gap between the richest and the poorest is growing. And so businesses will really need to demonstrate that they are positively impacting this. The demand is there that large companies like Vodafone firstly commit to doing better ourselves, and secondly use our muscle to inspire and drive others to do likewise. Now, I am sure that you have heard this before. I was myself talking about the changing consumer behaviors already in 2018. So you can imagine I was quite disappointed when early this year I saw a study by European Commission and national consumer authorities. And they had looked at the green claims companies made online. And they found that 42% were either exaggerated, false, or deceptive. However, if there is a silver lining to this COVID-19 crisis, the change is accelerating. The world and the companies are truly changing. In fact, the maturity of businesses that we surveyed last year are clearly feeling the change and the impact from their consumers. Additionally, some 79% of businesses told us they rated social responsibility as important. So the board level people are really changing, attitudes are changing, which is encouraging. Taking bold steps to address the big issues are no longer a annoying cost, but increasingly as valuable, positive decisions in a business sense. Purpose is here to stay. And it is my firm belief that it will shape success for brands today and into the future. Now, going back to our new brand position, what it means for us to looking to evolve our brand. Well, a sense of purpose was at core in our thinking around the new brand positioning. We progressed from the future is exciting, ready, to together we can. We are reinventing ourselves by combining the simple truths of the past, so human connection, how we spend our free time, and the basics of good business with the technology of present. In a sense, I would say that COVID-19 crisis really helped us reflect and realize that in hundreds of thousands of households across the world, work can be done differently and from anywhere. And the human skills of compassion, resilience, and empathy are vital for survival. The technology and connectivity industry has benefited from the crisis, which is great. But we also have to recognize that this means we have a greater responsibility to uphold. Kantar research found that 88% of consumers agree that they have a better appreciation of technology since the pandemic began. But 71% agree that the brands and companies that place profits over people during the COVID-19 crisis will lose the trust forever. And we have seen examples of this. We have seen examples where companies have been misusing the government COVID funds and consumers have been retaliating. So, our new brand needed to reflect the way technology and people are interacting now. It puts the onus on community and ties strongly into our brand purpose. We connect for a better future. Crucially, it is more than a tagline or marketing ask. It's a positioning that should be the thread through everything we do and in each customer interaction. To truly convey purpose, you must live it. You not lip service to it. But how are we as an organization changing to become more purpose-driven? The pandemic has made us realize just how dependent we all are on technology and how we at Vodafone Business are able to help our customers accelerate progress and make business a positive force for change. Looking back, we lived our new brand promise through the pandemic by providing kit to hospitals to keep them connected, or using our systems to help monitor vaccines as they are shipped around the world, or by providing data connections to children studying at home. Sorry. But sometimes we are being challenged on this. Our customers don't always think us as an organization that's really there to help them. Our research identified, for example, that some small and medium-sized businesses consider tech companies as necessarily evil, not a true partner to deal with. So to truly live our brand identity, we wanted to address that. And we wanted to build a sense of togetherness, of community with small businesses. We wanted to become a necessary partner. And small businesses are the beating heart of European economy. They are providing jobs and driving growth. But as we've all seen the last 1.5 years, they have been the hardest hit as well. COVID-19 has disproportionately impacted small businesses across the continent. I mentioned earlier that technology has proven a lifeline through the pandemic for many. However, many small businesses who were not digitally enabled had to close their shops. And in fact, European Commission found that 17% of SMEs have integrated digital technologies. Only 17%, whereas the figure is 54% for large companies. So, living our purpose, we have been supporting these smaller organizations, and we have been taking positive, committed steps. But I'll be honest with you, we are on our journey. We're still not there. I have 2 examples here on the screen on steps that we have taken. On your left-hand side is an example how we are seeking to inspire small business community. We recently put on a week-long free online event, 1 hour a day, called Those Who Dare. And it brought together over 40 influential speakers across Europe. And it was available in 4 languages, English, German, Spanish, and Italian. And we had over 20,000 business people tuning in, which we hope will go some way changing the perception of us as a brand that is a partner to these businesses. A second example here on the right-hand side is our free digital advisory service, WeHub, that we launched last year. It is available in several countries now, UK as an example, and it provides free support, expert support to small businesses around topics such as website construction, e-commerce, remote working, security, or digital marketing. And it's been wonderful to hear our customers. One, for example, said that this digital service, the guidance we gave them, was a lifeline during the pandemic. But what we do here, let me be clear. For example, the event here, it was organized by us, but it wasn't a Vodafone sell. It wasn't Vodafone Red either. We really did it simply to put on a fantastic, useful event to help smaller organizations navigate the things that matter to them most. And many of you are small business owners or working in small businesses or know someone who is a small business owner. If I could just say, please do go and look. I'm sure there's a lot of useful information. As I said, it's still available on demand. And it's really, really useful information. But we are also committing to changing the way our business operates. Some of you may have seen the recent news that the entirety of our European operations, and that means our mobile networks, our fixed networks, data centers, retail stores, and our offices are now powered by electricity from renewable sources. This is a big step for us, having brought the target date by several years forward. And we've celebrated this by turning our channels green in 12 of our markets. We're really hoping to set a good example and show our customers that we are committed to changing the way we operate for the better. And in Vodafone Business, we are also really emphasizing the way our technology and solutions can help organizations save energy. For example, over 50% of our 123 million Internet of Things connections directly enable consumers to reduce their own emissions. So, What does this all add up to then? Well, in the wake of COVID-19, it is clear that communications and brands need to focus on societal purpose with the same rigor, thoughtfulness and energy that is used to deliver profits. It's certainly our intention that our commitments and actions will show that we are a purpose-led organization, driven by the belief that we can really contribute to society. And if you think about it, it's a win-win situation. Customers are ready to reward organizations that take these steps and show that they take positive action on the issues that matter to the wider world. Meanwhile, our employees are motivated by the sense that they are part of a responsible organization that is working to drive real change. And brands that take these steps are truly contributing to the greater good. But if you are still not convinced with me, let me give you one final point. Brands with the highest sense of purpose have experienced a brand valuation increasing by 175% over the past 12 years. That is nearly double the median growth rate. Thank you.
Eris, thank you so much. Fantastic talk. Lots of questions coming in, so I'll pick and choose for a few. One here I like from Tian, I think it is, Tian. He asks, we hear so much about purpose washing and you obviously have done things very differently. What's your view on brands using purpose in the wrong way?
Yeah, so greenwashing, purpose washing, we've all heard about it, and I have been talking about it for many, many years. I think everything a company does needs to be purpose-led, actually, nowadays, but it cannot be purpose washing. It really needs to be ingrained in the strategy of the company and in the actions. So the actions speak much louder. I think we've all seen way too much marketing that's not actually grounded in the actions of the company.
There's one here from Aisha who asks, what sort of input did you have from SMBs in terms of their view on how? So she asked, what sort of response did you get from SMBs on their view on how important purpose is? So obviously you talked about consumers and they want to deal with purposeful companies, but what about SMEs themselves?
It's actually really interesting. So we studied both consumers, but also businesses, and of all sizes. That what we see is actually businesses of all sizes are really focusing on purpose. So purpose in a way how they themselves act within their business, but also in demanding their vendors and suppliers to act purposefully. So we see this across the board. So both consumers and in the business-to-business world as well.
Okay, thanks. One just come in, one from me for this, I want to ask. You looked at helping SMBs with lots of different issues where they're worried. Security, digital marketing, etc. What was the top 3 issues for SMEs at the moment that you're helping with?
So what we have seen, and when we have been talking to SMEs, the biggest issue, and this was definitely accelerated by COVID, is keeping and finding customers, especially finding customers. So that's been a very, very big issue for them. And the third one, or the second, however you want to say, is cost efficiency, which is natural as well. So all of these were before the pandemic as well, but definitely accelerated by the pandemic. So the major issue is finding customers, which you can also understand considering only 17% of the small businesses are digitally properly enabled.
Last one here we've got time for from Cassius, who says, COVID has accelerated agile hybrid trends, as you said, but how has it impacted your purpose for businesses with a delay to 5G transformation?
So we focused very much last year in serving our customers, including the national infrastructure and keeping everyone connected. I wouldn't say that 5G got delayed by that one, but we've definitely actually accelerated our efforts in our network to ensure that everyone is connected. So I wouldn't say it's delayed by the pandemic, But that's definitely the focus, and yeah, I'm myself very excited about 5G and all the opportunities, of course.
Eris, thank you so much for our time.
Thank
That
you.
was superb.